Hello, ladies, and welcome to Module 2 of Week 2. I am just going to hop on in and start sharing my screen with you guys. Okay. So here we go. We are calling this module self-intervention. And that is basically us literally having a self-intervention with ourselves because that is exactly what needs to be done. So, why are you here? You're constantly chasing after the solution, but never looking for the actual root cause. You're always having comparisonitis. So you're scrolling through everybody else's Instagram, comparing your body to their body, figuring out what's working for them, what isn't working for them, and how it relates back to you. You're not sure what information you actually want to follow and you feel stuck. Do you want to count your macros? Do you want to listen to your body and eat intuitively? Or do you want to do both? Or what do you want to actually do for yourself? There's also the common misconceptions out there with labeling food as good or bad, or you have to eat less to lose weight. And all of these things are just keeping you stuck on this hamster wheel and this yo-yo back and forth type of deal that has got you here in the first place. So the best thing about it is that it is not your fault. Imagine that. It's not your fault because this is the way that you were wired growing up, and it's just our journey to self-intervene with ourselves to figure out how we can change them from here. We can change any part of our lives at any given time, all by self-intervening with our thought process in the moments. So we have our core versus our identity. What is our core? Your core is who you are at your true, authentic self. So I want you to go ahead and think for a moment, like, who are you deep, deep down inside? Or who is the person that you strive to be deep down inside? And then we have our identity, which is your current center of gravity. It is how you see yourself in the world and is where you are right now in this moment. So your core is that highest level of yourself that you've envisioned over time and time again, but you're really living in with your identity. So what we need to start switching is asking ourselves in every situation that we become in, like, is this something that my highest self would do? Is this something that aligns with my highest self? And are there going to be times where the answer is no and you go against it and you stick with your identity? Of course. But it's in those moments that you learn and you take a step back and you're like, oh, this is where I was feeling this, and this is why I didn't go with that. And then next time something like that shows up, boom, it clicks for you. And then you start to go after, more of your true authentic self. So we all live and remain consistent with our identity, even though our identity may not be aligned with our core. So we will do anything to keep us with our identity because that is what we're used to. It is uncommon for you to be acting as if with the person to your true authentic self. So it's going to take some time and patience with yourself to really understand what is going on in different moments and giving yourself that grace and compassion when you aren't acting as that true authentic self. Instead, you are living in that identity world of where you are right now in the moment. So first, let's dig in and start to understand the root cause. And I want you to dig deep. We do not want surface level answers. So if you need time to answer these questions, take the time to do so. Write the questions down after this. Whatever time you need, take the time you need. First, what story have you held on to about your relationship with food? What about your body and why? This could be a story that your relationship with food has to be difficult. This could be that you don't trust yourself, that your body is hideous. Whatever it is, write it down and start to and ask yourself, why? Where did this story come from? Was it because of something that you were told when you were a child? Was it because of a relationship? Figure out what it is, what your why is. If you looked back at the end of your life, how would you feel if you stayed where you are right now? And let me read that again. If you looked back at the end of your life, how would you feel if you stayed where you are right now? And go deep with yourself. Don't be scared to unravel, what that would look like for you if you stayed where you are, and how all of that is going to play a role in the results that you want out of this program. And then what would someone with your value system have to believe to consistently indulge in this? Meaning in this, I mean your authentic self, to consistently indulge in your authentic self. So what would you have to believe consistently in order to act as your most authentic self? And I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing the screen now. And again, dig deep with yourself and really start to understand what is going on inside of you during these times, and figuring out, okay, this is where I started feeling a trigger, right? And in those moments, just becoming aware of it is going to help us so much more throughout this entire process. So right now we're just trying to become aware and self-intervene with ourselves to really dig deep and figure out, okay, this is how I feel in this moment, this is how I feel in this moment, and then we go from there. So thank you so much for listening to Module 2, and I will see you soon.